Hello viewers, I hope all of you are doing well. I am Rajendra Fulvaria, PGT English, PM Sri Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Tonk, Rajasthan. I warmly welcome you to today's English lecture session. Today we are going to learn a beautiful poem titled A Friend Found in Music, written by Byron T. Perkins. Before we begin, let me ask you a simple question. Can music change your mood? Think about it for a moment. Sometimes, when we are sad, we listen to soft and soothing songs. When we are happy, we enjoy energetic music and dance to its rhythm. When we feel lonely or worried, music often becomes our closest companion and comforts us. This is exactly what the poet wants to express in this beautiful poem, A Friend Found in Music. Explores how music becomes a loyal friend, a healer, and a source of happiness in our lives. The poet presents music not merely as entertainment but as emotional support that help us overcome sadness, loneliness, and difficult situations. The central theme of the poem is that music acts as a healing therapy and an emotional anchor. Through powerful metaphors, the poet compares music to an ocean that naturally draws her in and to a rhythm that touches her heart and soul. Most importantly, the poem shows why music is a needed friend, one that remains with us when human company is absent, bringing comfort, hope, strength, and peace during challenging times. So, dear students, let's begin our journey into this inspiring poem and discover the wonderful power of music together. Before we begin our journey through the poem A Friend in Music, let's understand what we are going to learn today. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand the poet and the background of the poem. You will identify the theme of the friendship, comfort, and healing through music and recognize the emotional, reflective, and hopeful tone of the poem. You will also learn important vocabulary and literary devices such as metaphor, imagery, and personification. Together, we will explore the poem stanza by stanza and understand its deeper meaning. Finally, you will interpret the central idea that music can be a true friend in times of joy and sorrow and appreciate the important role music plays in our lives. By the end of this lesson, students will be understand the poet and the background of the poem, identify the theme of the friendship, comfort and healing through music, recognize the tone as emotional, reflective, and hopeful, learn key vocabulary and literary devices such as metaphor, imagery, and personification. Explain the poem stanza by stanza. Interpret the central idea that music can be a true friend in times of joy and sorrow. Express their personal response to the poem and appreciate the importance of music in life. Before we begin a poem, A Friend in Music, let's think about one simple word, music. What comes to your mind when you hear the word music? Does it remind you of happiness, rhythm, relaxation, friendship, or entertainment? Take a minute and write 5 words that you associate with music on a sheet of paper. There are no right or wrong answers. Simply write the words that best express your thoughts and feelings. Now let's look at some common responses. Many people associate music with happiness, rhythm, healing, friendship, and entertainment. As we read the poem, think about how music becomes much more than just sound. Notice how it acts as a true friend, bringing comfort, support, healing, and inspiration to our lives. Happiness, rhythm, healing, friendship, entertainment. Before we explore the poem, A Friend in Music, let's get to know its poet Byron T. Perkins. Byron T. Perkins is a contemporary American poet known for her simple, expressive, and uplifting style of writing. Her poems often focus on emotions, personal experiences, relationships, and the everyday challenges that people face. Through her heartfelt words, she connects easily with readers, especially young people. In A Friend in Music, Perkins presents music as a source of comfort, healing, and emotional support. Drawing from personal experiences, she shows how music can help people overcome loneliness, sadness, and difficult situations. The poem beautifully highlights music's ability to lift our spirits, act as a loyal companion throughout the life. Her warm, relatable, and rhythmic writing style makes the poem both meaningful and inspiring. Its poet's profile, Byron T. Perkins, contemporary American poet, uses simple and expressive language, focus on emotions and personal experiences, presents music as a source of comfort and emotional support. Known for her uplifting and relatable poetry. To understand the poem A Friend in Music more deeply, let's first explore its background. Music has always played an important role in human life. It is a universal language that connects people across cultures, ages, and experiences. We find music in celebrations, festivals, traditions, and even in quiet moments of reflection. Music has the power to comfort us, reduce stress, and bring peace to our minds. People often turn to music when they are happy, sad, excited, or worried. It helps express feelings that words sometimes cannot fully convey. This strong emotional connection between people and music forms the foundation of the poem. In A Friend in Music, the poet presents music not merely as entertainment but as a trusted friend that offers comfort, support, healing, and inspiration throughout life's journey. As we read the poem, we will discover how music becomes a source of strength and companionship during both joyful and challenging times. Now it's about background highlights, music in celebrations, festivals, music during meditation and relaxation, music as a part of daily life and self-expression, music as a source of comfort and stress relief, people connecting, sharing emotions through music now. Now let's explore the central theme of the poem, A Friend in Music. The poem highlights the powerful role that music plays in our lives. The poet presents music as a source of healing, companionship, positivity, and emotional strength. Just as a true friend supports us during difficult times, music comforts us when we feel lonely, sad, or stressed. Music has the power to lift our spirits, calm our minds, and fill us with hope. It helps us express our emotions and gives us the strength to face life's challenges. Through this poem, the poet shows that music is much more than a form of entertainment. It is a faithful companion that remains with us through every stage of life. The poem encourages us to appreciate the positive impact of music on our emotional well-being and personal growth. Now, theme highlights music as a source of healing, music as a loyal companion, music promotes positivity and hope, music provides emotional strength and comfort, music supports us during difficult times. Let's now examine the tone and style of the poem. A friend in music, the tone of the poem is emotional, positive, reflective, and hopeful. Throughout the poem, the poet shares her personal feelings about the comfort, support, and happiness that music brings to her life. These emotions create a warm and encouraging atmosphere that inspires readers to appreciate the value of music. The poem also has a reflective quality as the poet thoughtfully describes how music helps during difficult times. At the same time, the hopeful tone reminds us that music can build strength, peace, and optimism even in moments of sadness. The style of the poem is simple, clear, and expressive. The poet uses easy to understand language and meaningful metaphors to convey deep emotions. This simplicity makes the poem relatable and allows readers to connect easily with its message, tone, and style. Highlights emotional and heartfelt, positive and encouraging, reflective and thoughtful, hopeful in outlook, simple and expressive language, easy for readers to understand and connect with. Let us now understand the important symbols used in the poem A Friend in Music. The poet used symbols to express deeper meanings and emotions. These symbols help readers understand the special role that music plays in poet's life. In the poem, music symbolizes comfort, friendship, and emotional support. Just like a true friend, music remains by our side during both joyful and difficult moments, offering encouragement and strength. The ocean symbolizes depth and vastness. It represents the deep emotions and powerful feelings that music can awaken within us. Just as the ocean is vast and endless, the influence of music on our emotions is profound and far reaching. The idea of therapy symbolizes healing and recovery. It highlights music's ability to reduce stress, soothe the mind, and help people overcome emotional difficulties. Through these symbols, the poet emphasizes that music is not merely entertainment but a powerful source of comfort, healing, and inner strength. Symbol highlights music, comfort, friendship, and support. Ocean, that is a symbol of depth of emotions and feelings. Therapy means healing, peace, and recovery time. Now it is time to enjoy the recitation of the poem A Friend in Music. As you listen, pay close attention to the emotions, rhythm, and message conveyed by the poet. Notice how music is presented as a source of comfort, friendship, healing, and emotional strength. Listen carefully to the tone and expressions used in recitation and think about how the poet describes music as a loyal companion during both happy and difficult times. As the poem is recited, reflect on your experience with music and how it influences your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Poem recitation: music is the ocean that pulls me to the shore. Music is the rhythm that moves me to the core. Music is the therapy I need when I feel blue. Music lifts my spirits to make sure I pull through. The times when I am most cheerful, it's clear music was there. Music is the needed friend when no one seems to care. What a beautiful poem! Through simple yet powerful words, the poet shows how music comforts us, heals our emotions, and remains a faithful friend throughout life's journey. Let's now understand the first stanza of the poem, A Friend in Music. Stanza 1. Music is the ocean that pulls me to the shore. Music is the rhythm that moves me to the core. Now, word meanings. Ocean means a vast area. Here it symbolizes depth and vastness. Shore, that means land beside the sea. Rhythm, a regular pattern of sound or beat. Core means the deepest or most important part of something. Now explanation. The poet compares music to a vast ocean that attracts and draws a closer just as the sea pulls waves toward the shore. This comparison shows the powerful and irresistible influence of music on her life. The poet also describes music as a rhythm that reaches the deepest part of her heart and soul. It touches her emotions and creates a strong inner connection. Through these beautiful metaphors, the poet expresses how deeply music affects her feelings and how naturally she is drawn toward it. Music is powerful and attractive. Music touches the deepest part of poet's heart. The stanza highlights poet's strong emotional connection with the music. Let's now move to the second stanza of the poem, A Friend in Music. Music is the therapy I need when I feel blue. Music lifts my spirits to make sure I pull through. Now the word meanings. Therapy means a treatment that helps a person heal or feel better. Feel blue means feel sad or unhappy. Lifts my spirit makes me feel happier and more positive. Pull through means successfully overcome a difficult situation. In this stanza, the poet describes music as a form of therapy or emotional healing. Whenever she feels sad, worried, or discouraged, music helps her feel better and restores her happiness. The poet explains that music lifts her spirits and fills her with hope and positivity. It gives her the strength to face challenges and overcome difficult situations. Through these inner lines, the poet shows that music is much more than entertainment. It acts as a source of comfort, support, and emotional strength during tough times. Now, key ideas. Music acts as an emotional therapy. Music helps overcome sadness and difficulties. Music brings hope, happiness, and inner strength. Music provides comfort during challenging moments. Now, it's about final stanza of the poem, A Friend in Music. Stanza 3. The times when I am most cheerful, it's clear music was there. Music is the needed friend when no one seems to care. Now, word meanings of the difficult words. Cheerful means happy and joyful. Clear means obvious or easy to understand. Needed means important or required. Seems, appears to be. In this stanza, the poet reflects on the role of music in both happy and difficult moments of life. She says that whenever she feels cheerful and joyful, music is always present, making those moments even more special. The poet also describes music as a needed friend who stays by her side when she feels lonely or when no one else appears to care. Just like a loyal companion, music provides comfort, understanding, and support during challenging times. Through these lines, the poet emphasizes that music is a constant presence in life. It shares our happiness, eases our sadness, and offers emotional support whenever we need it. Now, key ideas: music is present during happy moments. Music acts as a loyal and faithful friend. Music provides comfort when a person feels lonely. Music offers emotional support in every stage of life. Now let's explore the literary devices used in the poem A Friend in Music. These devices make the poem more expressive, meaningful and enjoyable to read. The poet uses here several literary devices to highlight the importance of music in our life. Literary device metaphor. Here the poet compares music to an ocean, rhythm, therapy and a friend, showing its deep healing power and companionship. Now repetition. The phrase music is repeated throughout the poem to emphasize the central role of music. Now alliteration. The repetition of sounds such as M and S creates a smooth and musical effect. Personification. Music is described as a caring friend that comforts, supports and helps the poet. Now imagery. Expressions like pulls me to the shore creates vivid pictures in the reader's mind. Hyperbole. The phrase moves me to the core emphasizes the powerful effect of music on the poet. Rhyming words such as shore, core, blew, through and there, care add rhythm and musicality to the poem. These literary devices help the poet express how deeply music influences her emotions and how it acts as a source of comfort, healing and friendship. As we come to end of our discussion, now let's understand the central idea of the poem. A Friend in Music. The poem conveys that music is much more than a form of entertainment. It is a source of comfort, healing and emotional support that remains with us throughout life. The poet shows how music helps people overcome loneliness, reduce stress and face difficult situations with courage and confidence. Music acts as a faithful friend, providing strength, hope and encouragement whenever we need it. Whether in the moments of happiness or sadness, music offers companionship and helps us maintain a positive outlook. Through this poem, the poet reminds us that music has the power to touch our hearts, heal our emotions, and inspire us to move forward with confidence and optimism. Now, highlights of the central idea. Music is more than entertainment. Music heals emotions and reduces loneliness. Music provides comfort and support. Music inspires confidence, hope and positivity. Music acts as a true friend in every stage of life. The poem teaches us that music is a powerful source of healing, happiness and emotional strength that enriches our lives and helps us face challenges with confidence. Now, let us now understand the message that is conveyed by the poet in the poem. The poem teaches us that music is much more than a source of entertainment. It is emotional medicine for the soul, helping people cope with stress, sadness, loneliness and difficult situations. Music has the power to heal emotional wounds, provide comfort and fill life with hope and positivity. The poet represents music as a faithful companion that remains with us through every stage of life. Just like a true friend, it supports, encourages, and strengthens whenever we need it most. Through this beautiful poem, we learn that music can bring happiness in joyful moments and comfort during challenges times. It helps us stay positive and face life's difficulties with courage and confidence. Now, the highlights of the messages. Music is emotional medicine for the soul. Music helps heal sadness and loneliness. Music provides comfort, hope, and positivity. Music is a faithful companion throughout the life. Music strengthens us during difficult times. The poem reminds us to value music as a source of feeling, happiness, support, and emotional strength that enriches our lives every day. We conclude our lesson. Now let's quickly recap what we have learned from the poem A Friend in Music. Poet Byron T. Perkins and a simple yet meaningful style of writing, we discuss the poet's theme of music as a source of healing, companionship, positivity, and emotional strength. We explored important symbols such as music, ocean, and therapy, and identified various literary devices including metaphor, personification, imagery, repetition, alliteration, hyperbole, and rhyme. We also understood the poems stanza by stanza, learned key vocabulary, and discovered the central idea and messages. Overall, the point is that music is a faithful friend that brings comfort, hope, healing, and inspiration throughout life. Now, let's few questions. Who wrote the poem A Friend in Music? Four options are there. Robert Frost, Byron T. Perkins, Rabindranath Tagore, William Wordsworth. Correct answer is Byron T. Perkins. Second question, what does music symbolize in the poem? A wealth, power, comfort, and friendship, and adventure. Answer, comfort and friendship. What does the poet phrase feel blue mean? Feel excited, feel sad, feel angry, feel surprised. Answer is feel sad. Which literary device is used in music? Music is the ocean. Options simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole. Answer is B, metaphor. Question number 5. What is the central message of the poem? Music is only entertainment. Music helps in studies only. Music helps and supports people emotionally. Music is a hobby. Correct answer is C. Music helps and supports people emotionally. These questions help us revise the poet theme, symbol, literary devices, and messages of the poem. Remember, A Friend in Music teaches us that music is not just entertainment. It is a true friend that brings comfort, healing, strength, and hope in every stage of our life. Dear students, I hope you enjoyed learning this beautiful poem, A Friend in Music. Today we explored how music can bring comfort, healing, happiness, and emotional strength into our lives. We learned that music is much more than just sound or entertainment. It is a faithful friend that stays with us in moments of joy and sorrow, helping us overcome challenges and inspiring us to move forward with confidence. As you leave today's session, remember the valuable message of the poem. Music has the power to heal hearts, lift spirits, and fill life with hope and positivity. Dear students, I hope you enjoyed learning this beautiful poem. Keep listening, keep learning, keep appreciating the wonderful gift of music. Thank you for watching. Remember, music is much more than a sound. It's a friend, a healer, and a source of strength. Thank you.